Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. 34 years ago, neither my mother nor anyone in my village could have imagined me today standing in front of you to talk about them and their stories. Going to the Gulf countries to work as a cheap labor was the farthest anyone could ever imagine. For most of us in this room, life begins or began at the age of 30. Being born to a single mother into poverty and in a very faraway rural area of Nepal, my life began at 5. At 5, I had learned to take care of the chickens. By 7, I had learned to take care of the cows. And by 8, I was being prepared to leave my home to work in Saudi as a cheap labor, like everyone in my family did. While I was being prepared to go to Saudi, my life turned out to be very different. I had a very determined mother who dragged me to school every day by her full strength, 3 hours to the school and 3 hours back home. The reason? She thought education could change the way we lived. What she did not know was how much could education transform our lives. She was so adamant on me going to school that she tricked and bribed me into giving a national scholarship test, which was meant for one person in my whole district. Basically, one morning she was listening to a radio, and in the radio there was an announcement for a national scholarship. And we had to walk 28 hours. And as a kid, I wouldn't do it. So she said she would give me 5 cents if I made the walk to the exam center. And as we got to the exam center, as I wouldn't give the exam, she said she would give me 5 more cents if I gave the exam. As I was walking into the exam center, she said, I'll give you 5 more cents if you come at the top of the list. I didn't know anything else than winning the 15 cents. That was in 1999. I lived away from my mom in a boarding school for 9 years without seeing her, and knowing that education had transformed my life. Leaving home, I was encouraged, I was challenged, and I realized I could dream bigger. While that is the fairy tale story of mine, there are thousands of children across Nepal whose lives still begin at the age of 5. Every year, out of 100 children that enroll in grade 1 in a Nepali school, only 42 make it to grade 8, which is the end of primary school. The 58 children that do not make it to grade 8 are prone to child marriage, girls trafficking, and forced labor. Pasang is one of the 58 children that I met in 2014. When I met him, he wanted to be a doctor. He woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning, took care of his pigs, and throughout the day worked in his farm and slept by 8 o'clock. He could not attend a school because he did not have one in his village, and his mother did not have the means to send him to a good school. In 2015, we built the first school in his village. Pasang, from dreaming of becoming a doctor, was attending the school for the first time and has gone on from dreaming of becoming a doctor to being a teacher to today finishing secondary education. unlike Pasang, Srishti was born into a family of 3 sisters and 1 brother. Her brother went to a really good school, while all of her sisters, including her, stayed at home and helped in the family home farm and did all the household chores. She wanted to be a nurse, but she was staying home to be prepared to be married off by her 14th, if not, like every 20 girls out of 100 in Nepal get married by their 16th birthday. In 2016, we built the first school in a village, and Srishti attended school for the first time. Today, she just finished her secondary education and is on track to fulfilling her dream that has changed from being a nurse to an astronaut to a pilot to today wanting to contribute to the development of Nepal by being a civil engineer. Pasang and Srishti are the stories of thousands of children across Nepal, thousands of dreams whose futures are bleak. But not everything has to be hopeless. Things can change. Things have to change. In 2015, UWS Nepal was co-founded with the sole mission of transforming the lives of these children like Pasang and Srishti, to ensure that their dreams and hopes are transformed. Like Pasang and Srishti, 15,000 other dreams and 15,000 children have learned to read, write, count, and dream of a future away from poverty into prosperity. We go to these rural areas, we build a school that is thriving. In 5 years, we ensure that an education model is established, and after the model is established, we work with the government and the local community to ensure the sustainability of the education model. A thriving school is what we create. In collaboration with 4,000 mothers across Nepal, we have been able to develop a model that is low cost and scalable. And in collaboration with local communities and government, we've ensured that the model is sustained financially and quality-wise. We, in collaboration with mothers and communities, are creating a solution that is locally based and solving problems that are locally contextual. We build schools that are disaster resistant and have facilities, sanitation facilities for both boys and girls. A school where children are having fun as they think of a future away from poverty into prosperity. Irrespective of their gender, girls and boys are equally supported to thrive. If a girl is about to drop out of school, we've created a system where they are retained and supported to ensure that they continue to thrive in school and away from it. Learning through play is no longer a far-fetched idea. It is happening in these rural areas, and children can continue to be children and learn and dream of possibilities beyond their current imagination. In the 8 years since our existence, we've built 82 schools, 78 schools in operation, and 15,000 dreams transformed. 15,000 dreams that have been transformed by the help of 4,000 mothers that are leading this change. If 100 children enroll in one of the school running UWS programs, today 98 of them make it to grade 8. They complete primary education. Srishti is on track to being a civil engineer. She's starting her civil engineering course next year, and Pasang is definitely going to be a doctor in the next 5 years. This is the power of education. 3 days ago, as I was embarking on a journey to Tokyo, I was leaving behind an experience where people in my country were jumping from roof to roof to save themselves from a flood that they had never seen. I myself had never experienced or witnessed a situation like that. In 3 days, we had 45% of the total monsoon rain. Houses were destroyed, roads were washed away, people died, and most importantly, the underprivileged people were the most overlooked and the most impacted. In this process, 2 of my schools got damaged, but a realization came to me. Climate change is here and is here to stay. The most vulnerable and the underprivileged are the ones that will be the most impacted, but they have the least to do with the situation that has been created. They do not know what climate change is. They do not know their lives are going to be transformed and changed forever. They do not know what livelihoods are going to be like as the impacts become severe. They need to know, they need to prepare, they need to see of a future brighter than what they have today. Education can do that. Education can ensure access to information is available, information is processed, solutions are created, and education can do that. At UWS Nepal, our job has just started. We've barely scratched the surface. By 2030, in 700 schools, our hope is to reach 100,000 children, working with over 14,000 mothers, to ensure the face of rural Nepal is transformed with access to quality education for all. We know our model works. We know we've done what is required to. Rather than life at 5, we've made sure life school at 5. We've made education fun. We've made education available that is of quality for children across rural Nepal. It is time we scale this solution, and it is time we do it before it's too late. Most of us in this room are a product of education or a beneficiary of education in one way or the other. We know education has the power to transform the way we think, the way we live, the way we access information, and the way we think about solutions. As I embark on this journey with Earth Company, I hope your power of education becomes the power of education for most children in rural Nepal. Thank you.